Hello, everyone. This is SIG-Network Ingress NGINX subproject meeting. Today is July 6th, 2021. This is a Kubernetes community meeting, and we ask you to comply with the code of conduct, which is basically be excellent with each other. Any violations should be reported to the SIG chairs or the one running this meeting privately. So we got a couple new folks on, so we'll go ahead and let them introduce themselves, and we go right into issue triaging and look at our action items. So we got a couple, no, we got one new person. Carol, do you want to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Carol Chan. I've been at FI for 15 years, but recently joined the NGINX side of the house. I work with Alan, who's on the call.
Hi, Carol. Thanks for joining. She's going to be helping us out with technical project management stuff, trying to give us a little bit, help us out with direction, things like that. I know that we'll take all the help that we can get, right, Ricardo?
Sorry, James. I was looking at the other side and missed the. Go ahead.
It's all good. Carol just introduced herself and said she's going to be helping out from the F5 team. I said
cool.
we'll take as much help as we can get.
Yeah, exactly. Welcome.
All right, so I think from the issue triage perspective, I was just going to go through the unlabeled support requests that are issues that come up. I have some already pulled up. I saw that there were some that have comments. Some of them are about a month old. We just want to stay on top of the ones that aren't labeled. So I was just going to go ahead and walk through those. Unless anyone has any high-level ones that we need to talk to. I know I've got a list of some that I asked in the chat, but I'm just going to run through the unlabeled ones, give that, time box that to about 15 minutes. No objections, we'll go ahead and get started. Okay, set timeouts instead of set timeouts. So it looks like, again, yeah, there's a couple of these that Tordash was looking at, but this doesn't look like it's a bug. Function is messed up. Those functions take a different number of arguments.
Yeah, I need some others to take a look into the Lua part because I'm not sure
how these get connected.
Yeah. Usually Elvin is the one to query about those things, and I guess also Wayne is someone that deals with this Lua thing. But I couldn't actually realize if Tordash is saying, yeah, hey, the code is right, or hey, yeah, what you're complaining is right. Like what seems to be correct.
Yeah,
the function
it does look like those two functions do have separate.
Because come back to that part, James. So we have it seems that we have two set timeouts, right? So we have this set timeout and the set timeouts, and the set timeouts takes 3 arguments, but the set timeout takes only 1 argument. And the thing that calls, it's calling set timeouts or set timeout.
Yeah, that does look.
Set timeout, yeah. Yeah, I have no idea.
Yeah.
You can just query like Tordash if he thinks that what exactly seems to be correct, the code or the complaint, and we can follow with that.
Yeah, and James, just to clarify, it doesn't seem like Tordash is an NGINX employee.
Okay, thank you for that.
Yep.
English is fun. This does look like it is a bug that needs looked at, or at least it's confusing why we have 2 separate timeouts.
Yeah.
Is it label Is it label bug? I can't. I should have these memorized. Is it label bug, Ricardo?
That's a
Inject
slash kind.
slash
Bug.
kind bug. Yeah.
Yeah.
And do I just want to be mean and assign it to
No,
who you're talking?
yeah,
Let's-
we can wait for some answer. As you are committing, probably you are gonna receive the GitHub notification, but I still need to at least like put I am the issues that I wanna deal with them, I am adding a priority, but
Yeah,
we
I
need
remember.
to first confirm is this is actually an issue or not. So you can probably paste this and like query in Slack. You can just, because as the folks in Asia, they are not able to join here.
Yeah.
You can maybe ask for like for Wayne or for someone saying, hey, can you please take a look into this and say if this is right or wrong and if this should be corrected, because they usually they are faster taking a look when we ask them to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Again, this is long. So he's trying to keep the source IP the same while setting up and doing UDP streaming, but I do agree. It's like NGINX is acting as a proxy. Of course, it's going to create a new stream. So I don't think this really. I don't think this is an issue. If he needs to retain that, then probably not use a proxy.
Yeah.
Any other thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, there's some ways you can do like transparent IP and things like that, but not in a ingress controller context. That's just yeah.
Yeah. And definitely
Yeah.
not with UDP, right?
Yeah, especially with that. Like
Yeah.
that's actually, I mean, you can do it, but yeah, it's not going to be clean, and you need to be able to do some like kernel level network tweaks to get it to behave properly with that.
He's probably going to ask for a suggestion as soon as I close this. I don't know if this is nice or appropriate, but it does seem like his request doesn't really jive with what we're trying to accomplish with NGINX.
Yeah,
Is it just
because-
slash close, Ricardo?
Slash close, yeah. Because like Ingress, it acts, actually NGINX is acting on the layer 7, right? So when you use like this one as an HTTP proxy, you can forward the IP with the like the header or so on.
Yeah.
But with TCP and UDP, you are saying, hey, I want to modify the packet header, which usually you do in a router or something like that, applying some network address translation, but not with the Ingress.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I said, it's possible to do with by setting up IP transparency, but I don't know if it's even possible to do at a container level if it is.
I don't know either. That would probably require more research, but that just sounds, again, complicating it. And
Yeah, it's a very edge case use case, it seems like, to try to implement in something as generic as the ingress controller is, supposed to be.
I think this is just I wonder if this was a scaling issue because I was getting bad requests. I wonder if while they were doing the load testing, if it was scaling up. He doesn't have any other information about versions. He's got some logs, but he doesn't have the NGINX version. He doesn't say if the app was auto scaling or if anything else. I think that was the only other thing I saw here. So we're seeing response code in NGINX while doing load testing. I feel like he needs to add a little bit more information around the service and probably the NGINX configuration.
Yeah. So we added the template so people could follow the template instead of like just creating a blank issue and putting everything there, right? So and the template is older than 29 days as far as I remember. So So you,
Yeah, we
the
had that
first thing I
we
would-
had that in place about a month ago. So yeah.
Yeah, the first thing I would ask is like, hey, please follow the bug template. We need a bunch of information there, and do a /triage needs information. It's like, yeah, we trust you that this might be a bug, but we need some more information other than your access logs.
The,
No, /triage
yeah, more information needed.
needs dash information. Needs. I think it's needs. Yeah.
Yep. It's just fun to type. At 18, we got about 3 more. We can probably get through one more.
What? Yeah, same thing, like no template. Do we have at least, yeah, we have a deployment at least in. No.
On
Just
AKS.
memory limits. Azure.
Docker
Kubernetes
version, we at least got the
118.
kube version. Yeah, 118. It still doesn't give us the
But I think
Engine-
long is actually taking a look. Go to the bottom. Yeah. Yeah, because it seems like more like a support other than a bug, right?
Yeah.
In this
Yeah.
case specifically is like, hey, how can I turn Ingress NGINX for this workload? So yeah, I agree with Long. We should
Yeah.
probably close this and ask like, hey, please ask support in Slack channel. But feel free to reopen if you think this is a bug or something like that, because it's okay as well.
Yeah, it seems like more like a scaling issue, if anything.
All right. Got maybe time for one more. Yeah, same thing here. Yeah. Not gonna sign in. I'm gonna trust that Long put that in here. Yeah. We've seen that question before, and I know that we've had that recently, that same conversation. Alrighty. I think that's good. Do we have any action items besides the ones in the open topics that we need to review? I know you've got to go at 12:30, Ricardo.
Yeah, I can't remember of any action item right now. Maybe there is in somewhere in the meeting notes.
From last week, I think last week it was just more, last conversation was around the branch management and
Yeah,
data one drop.
I already did that.
Yep. have we gotten any feedback? I haven't seen anything come through specifically on V1.
Yeah. Cool. So I'm gonna pass through this one, and probably no, I will have to drop in 10 minutes. But yeah, so Jordan Legit reached me, and he was trying, and he was making some tests into the V1. First of all, he really thanked us to bring this to move forward. Otherwise, we would be some sort of blocking to remove V1 beta 1 from, not that we would block, because they were already removing that from the V1 22, but as this is like the most used Ingress, it would be a huge problem for people to move forward, right? So he did some tests, and he found 3 issues. One of them, Carlos Panato already took care of, which was named ports. So I have tested, and that got merged. The other one is about Ingress class, which I am going to take care probably this week. I was finalizing other urgent things, but this is my next on the top of my pile of things to do, but about supporting Ingress class. And the other one is still open, but let me see, because Jordan is really nice. So he already wrote also what are the corrections for those things. So let me see here. Author, legit. Yeah, so the other one is to handle or ignore non-services backend. So apparently, non-service backends, they are not being handled or ignored properly. I need to take a look into exactly what Jordan is saying about that. I guess it's related to the plugins, but he already actually added like the patch as well, and Carlos is going to take care of this. So it's mostly a matter of accepting and releasing a new kubectl plugin and some other stuff. But yeah, there were 3 issues, and I just need to take care of the Ingress class, and Carlos is taking care of this other one as well. So it's going fine. We've got some folks testing, not because they wanted, but because they have deployed the wrong manifest or something like that. But and I've seen that in kind, but it seems to be working. Like they said, hey, Ingress NGINX works fine. The version 1 alpha works fine in the latest versions of kind, but not the older one. So can you please fix the manifests? But it seems to be working fine. But
that's the whole, we didn't update the Helm manifests.
Yeah,
that
what
discussion.
happens actually is that I updated the kind manifest only to drop the support for V1 beta 1 admission webhook, because I needed that to pass the tests. But I completely forgot that dropping that would break users using the version 0.47 in kind. So I have added that stable.txt file and changed the kind documentation to point properly to the stable.txt instead of saying, hey, this is the stable version, go to this tag, go to this branch and use this manifest instead of using the one that's on the main branch.
Oh, so it was a documentation issue on the kind side pointing to our newest release?
No, actually it was my failure because I've dropped it. Yeah, I've dropped it. We have decided not to drop or move any of the manifests yet to V1, right? But yeah. I have dropped the admission webhook for kind, the V1 beta 1. So when I was doing the patch, and because and was on kind manifest, and because folks they were pointing to the manifest in the main branch, which was correct because we didn't drop it anything. We shouldn't have dropped anything there. they got some errors in the admission webhook trying to check like the wrong object. So instead of like reverting everything or trying to do something really complex, I have discussed it with Benjamin Elder and Antonio, if like adding a stable.txt in the root in the root of the repo and adding in the documentation of kind, to instead of just doing a kubectl apply in the manifest, doing like stable version equals to what that's inside that file, and then kubectl apply from the manifest in that branch should work. And they were okay, and I did that. So this is why I have added that stable.txt in our main repo. So Ben asked me to probably later publish the manifest somewhere else, like, hey, this is the stable manifest that folks need to follow, instead of having 2 steps of exporting a variable with curl and then doing a kubectl apply. I think
that might go into the conversation with our next set of conversation, actually, because if we generate, we can have an alpha, like an alpha and stable in the Helm manifests folders. That also can go into this whole template generation conversation.
Yeah. Yeah, I think today we are doing things pretty, somehow they are pretty complicated, right? Because the manifests, they can be always the same, and the Helm charts, they can always be the same, and they just need some input information to generate all of those files. So I am wondering, how can we make it more code-like, right? Saying, hey, this is a new version, and point to this controller version and apply everywhere, and we just publish somewhere else, not in GitHub,
Not in the repo.
maybe on, yeah, maybe on Google Cloud Infrastructure, which Kubernetes have an account. So I just need to ask for the KubeKates working group, the same one that runs our cloud builds.
Okay. And Ricardo, before you drop, I know we've talked about this one. We agree on the template generation. I don't have the context for these two, for the deep copy or the removing bezel GRP example. I think the conversation there really was just point to GRPC's example and drop ours.
Yeah, no. So about the gRPC, Long is taking care of this one. We have an application, a demo application inside, and actually we don't need that. So that there is a bunch of examples on gRPC example. So what I have asked Long to do is, hey, take a look if we can use the example in Google's repo or somewhere like that, but compiling in our own. So because if we just go and remove that this might be like some breaking change, and actually it's not, I don't think it's cool like to keep pointing users to outside of the repo, like, hey, just go do that as they say in the documentation, right? So and actually it's like an opportunity for him to learn a little bit of Go as well. So he told me, and he said, hey, okay, I'm really okay of doing that. So my suggestion was, let's replace everything here to like something really similar. We don't need like the Proto C, we don't need to compile all of those Proto buffers, because the Google demonstration already have everything. So the only thing that you need to do is add this main.go and compile this application and say, hey, now this is the demo application of gRPC that folks can also use that to test. And this might be actually a way that we could add some A2E tests of gRPC as well, because I don't think we have it, but we should test gRPC as well. So So yeah, this is actually long is taking a look into that. And the other one about deep copy is Kiryu. I think it's his name, Kiryu. I don't remember, but yeah, it's Kiryu. Yeah, Kiryu. He reached me and he got some suggestions about optimization of the code, mainly on the admission webhook. So the first one was to drop the shell script that does the cleanup of the Nginx, the cleanup and formatting of nginx.conf to some Go based, and this is already present in the main branch, and I have asked him to make a cherry pick into the old branch as well. And this is the other one. So this other one is actually I might be a bit annoying sometimes with those like deep copy or not, but because I have been hurt in the past about this, like trying to rewrite some pointers and not understanding how things works. But he seems to know actually what he's doing. I just told him that I wanna make some further tests just to say, hey, okay, we are really safe with your change, removing the deep copy and just going the reference of the pointer. Yeah, so it's mostly like usually I did a lot of these and I've made a lot of mistakes and bugs in the main KK repo. So this is why I'm just trying to figure out if this got an impact or not. But this is just going fine.
Okay.
It's the next one after I can finish the Ingress class team, because this is an optimization for big users. But I think it can wait until I finish and we can release the V1 next alpha or a beta one before they release Kubernetes V1 22. Otherwise, they are going to release V1 22, and if we don't have like Ingress V1, people are going to start complaining with us.
Yeah, and I think that's going to be our next release. Are we going to be doing one this week? I think that's the last thing before I can let you go.
Yeah. I wanna talk with you offline about this, but I wanna do a release of V1 alpha, and also after we finish the cherry picks of the mod security and this one
Okay.
that he opened, release a new V0.48 probably. We should probably do that.
Okay, sounds good. Well, I'll go ahead and let you go. I know you're a few minutes over. Thanks as always, Ricardo.
Okay, see you folks. Have a nice week.
As far as that, unless you guys have any other things that you want to discuss, I know, yeah, Damien, you and your team looked at a couple issues last week. I don't know if we had any follow-up that we needed to discuss.
Damien just stepped away because of kid duty,
That's
but
always fun.
I will ping him. I'll ping him offline.
Okay. Unless anyone else has any other topics that we need to discuss, we can go ahead and drop for this week. All right. Well, thanks everyone, and I'll see you in a couple weeks. Carol, I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you, bye.